All right, here we have page 13 of the remote learning math packet, and we're doing some fractions. Number one, identify the fractions shown in the model, then multiply the numerator and denominator by 2 to find an equivalent fraction. So my denominator, my bottom number, that's how many pieces there are altogether to make up one whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 pieces, so 5 is my denominator, and 2 shaded in, so 2. And now I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2, and that would give me 4/10. And if you look, like if I just kind of took it and split it there, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10. So that's kind of visualizing what, or visually showing what happens. Number 2, identify the fractions shown in the model, then divide the numerator and denominator by 3 to find an equivalent fraction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 6 is my denominator. That's how many pieces there are altogether. How many are shaded in? 3. All right, and I will divide them both by 3, like it asked. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I get 1/2. Identify the fractions shown in the model, then multiply or divide to find an equivalent fraction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces all together. 1 is shaded in. And if I'm given the choice, well, multiply, and that just kind of demonstrates it there. So times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2, and there's 2 pieces shaded in. All right, here, now number 4, 5, and 6, daggone it, they're tricky. So usually we would put a mark here, and they don't have that. They have the number there, but they didn't mark it there. So they're saying it's broken into 6 pieces, and you need that there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they didn't put those marks there, and I don't like that. So place the fraction 2/6 on the number line below. So 1, 2. So that would be right there. Okay. Now write an equivalent fraction. So 2/6. So we could break each of these in half. Okay, and that's that's what I'll do to this one. So just kind of break each one of these in half, and it doubles the number of pieces. So now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2/6 is equal to 4/12. Now write an equivalent here up top. Place the fraction 4/8 again. We got to put our marks here and there. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that would be 4/8, and I need an equivalent fraction for 4/8. So this time I'm just gonna go boom, boom, because there's an even number of pieces. I can just do this. Here it was like multiplying by 2. Here I'm showing you dividing by 2. So now I broke it into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. All right, and we go over 1 piece, 2 pieces to get to that fraction. All right, number 6, place the fraction 3/5 on the number line below. And again, I'll make those marks so it makes more sense, at least in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. And we need to go to 3/5. So 1, 2, 3. All right, write an equivalent fraction. All right, again, I'm going to split it. All right, so now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get there. So that would be like multiplying them both by 2. All right, so here, find the missing number in equivalent fractions below. So here I look at what do I do to 4, either multiplying or dividing to have it equal 1. I know 1 is less than 4, so I need to divide. All right, dividing makes numbers get smaller. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So I need to do 16 divided by 4, because what I do to the 1, I got to do to the other. 16 divided by 4 is 4, so the equivalent fraction would be 1/4. Here, the number is getting bigger, so I know I'm going to multiply. What do I multiply 2 by to equal 4? I multiply it by 2, so I got to multiply my denominator by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. All right, here, did the number get bigger or smaller? It got smaller, so once again, I'm going to divide. 4 divided by 4 equals 1. Now that also means what would I multiply 1 by to equal 4? So 1 times 4, just like little fact family. But I need to divide my denominator by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. All right, so now color 3/4 of the shapes below. Then write an equivalent fraction. All right, so I am going to do 3 out of every 4. Now, it doesn't matter which 6 you shade in, but you need to color in 6 of them because it's 1, 2, 3 out of 4, 1, 2, 3 out of 4. I just like to do it that way because visually it makes more sense to me. So 3/4 would equal 6/8. And here I'm going to jump to number 12 next. Color 1/4 of the shape below. All right. So I'm just going to do that one out of those 4. That one out of those 4. That one out of those 4. So altogether there's 12, so I shaded in 3 out of 12. Okay, and now let's look at this one. I feel like this one should have been last because it's a tricky one. Color 2/3 of the shape below, then write an equivalent fraction. Okay, so 2/3, 2 out of every 3. Okay, so I can do it either way because 3 by, so 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. Oh, I did not mean to color in that one. My bad. There we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9. But that's not what we want here. So we know that if we, what do we multiply 3 by to equal 6? We multiply it by 2. So we got to do that to the top. So that gives us 4/6, because what you do to one, you got to do to the other. All right. Hopefully that helps you with your equivalent fractions and your fraction work.